r/AskReddit, if you had the ability to bring back a cancelled series, what would it be? I want TLC and the History Channel to go back to being about learning and history. For anyone who loved Discovery, Animal Planet, and History Channel before they went stupid, I recommend Nat Geo Wild, and Smithsonian respectively. Great quality content, about real things instead of Bigfoot, skinwalkers, and ghosts. And the Travel Channel to be about travel. Erie, Indiana. The first season was standalone eps, but season 2 had a whole story building about -X, and why so many weird things happened in the town before they cancelled it. There was this show called Awake. Started Jason Isaacs, and had Dylan Minnette in it too. Guy gets in a car accident, and then can't determine which reality is his real one. In one, his wife died in the car accident, and his son lived, in the other the opposite. When he goes to bed with his wife, he wakes up in the reality where she died and his son lived. It was a mindfuck and I loved it. This show and others on NBC, Life with Damian Lewis, for example, got cancelled when the experiment with Jay Leno hosting a 10 p.m. talk show occurred. This was one of the biggest mistakes ever made on TV. NBC lost a lot of good shows. Still pisses me off. Amazon's version of The Tick. It was cancelled for a stupid reason. New TV exec took over, and wanted to scrap all the shows from previous TV exec. Yeah, this was my pick too. The show was well done, and really captured the humor from the original cartoons and comic. I wish another service would have picked it up. Forever. A bit ironic that it was cancelled after the first season. Great actors, great characters. Well, this is really a tragic way to discover The Expanse isn't getting another season. Guess it might be time for the books. Definitely read them. You'll see why the series was paused, where it was at it, guys. Ended does not mean cancelled. The showrunners said in a post-finale interview that they consider it indefinitely paused, so they can wrap up the final book trilogy on screen. The comments describe what happens in and why a hiatus is necessary. Read at your own caution. The episode where they had to hire white people to follow the black employees around so the automatic lights would work for them is amazing. A show way ahead of its time. What's really depressing, and hilarious in the context of the episode, is the board agrees to abandon it when they realize the cost of accommodating all the parking is too high. The facts were these: it had been 13 years 6 months 4 days 14 hours 22 minutes 19 seconds, since the show everyone had loved had been cancelled. I've never seen this one, but I love Dead Like Me, and heard they're somewhat similar. Not just because they both got cancelled prematurely lol. Brian Fuller is behind both Dead Like Me and Pushing Daisies. He is also behind Hannibal with Mads. He does great things with the topic of death. Pushing Daisies is really bright and colorful and so well written and fast. It's a shame it only got 2 seasons. I would bring back I Am Not Okay With This. That first season held so much promise, and I would have loved to see how dark they could have made the story go. But I suppose a good show getting cancelled is Netflix's Mo at the moment. Yes, I loved the quirkiness, writing and acting in that show. It sucks it got canned by Netflix. I wish it could get continued on Prime, or something like The Expanse did. Mindhunter. I cannot stand that they ended where they did. I need answers. Such a great show, and I was deeply invested. Yeah, the entire series they'd cut away and teased BTK, and they never got to go anywhere. This is one I always think of. There have been many series that have been cancelled too soon, but this one sucked the most. Jericho was ahead of its time emo. I think it would have been much more successful if was on HBO or Netflix instead of network TV, had come out in 2010 or later. I think it is the type of show that works better without all of the network TV restrictions, and TV shows like Jericho didn't really become popular until the rise of streaming. It was a great show, and really wish that it had come out under different circumstances. 100% Jericho. They really toyed with my emotions, an incredible season finale only for it to be cancelled. The show gets revived for a shortened second season, only for it to be cancelled again. Triumphant face. Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. Yes. This show was so unique and interesting, and I'm say it was cancelled. This show was 18 episodes of bugfuck insanity that didn't make a damn bit of sense until The last episode of the season, and I was absolutely there for every minute of it. I don't like Max Landis, but I laughed really hard at the bridge scene, where both parties believe the other is holding something they want hostage, and neither is correct. Also, the unfreezing of the vampires was great. I come alive. In a scary way. Take a shot every time you see Firefly. Not taking as many shots as I thought. Maybe how I have it ordered, but I've only seen Firefly mentioned thrice. If I were to take a shot each time I saw the OA, I would be well and truly dead. Well, we are finding a reason to binge drink on a Saturday, and that's what is truly important here. This is actually what I needed. I'll be cleaning out the neighborhood liquor store tonight to salute the man we called Jane. Firefly's been dead a long time. Back in the day it'd be 65% of the comments. The Reddit demographics have changed. The average Redditor is too young to remember Firefly. Kids born the year Firefly ended are entering college. They might even have kids of their own already. Slade was such a great character. I really liked Batman Beyond too. They weren't afraid to get dark when the story needed it. Fun fact, Slade was actually a character named Deathstroke, but they changed his name because it was too violent for a cartoon or something. His real name is Slade Wilson, so they just called him Slade. Deathstroke is a little more well known now, but as a kid nobody knew about him. So people would speculate about who Slade really was. Another fun fact, Deadpool is basically Deathstroke. He's a parody. His name's even Wade Wilson. Edit, how am I getting this many upvotes? Thanks, all. Just rewatched How Long Is Forever? For the first time in years. I can feel the weight of those near 20 years. Starfire was gone bearing down on me. How the hell is this series nearly that old? Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. Or obligatory Firefly comment. Stop canceling shows with Alan Tudyk. A comedy show called Happy Endings. I came here to say this. It didn't end on a cliffhanger or anything, I just want more episodes with these characters. I'd give the Owl House at least another full season. There was a storyboard for a finale, where a random guy approaches Earl, because the guy has a list of people he's wronged, and wants to make up for it, and Earl was on the list, exactly like Earl is doing. Earl realizes something along the lines of oh, he's done enough good karma, and can continue doing good things to random people for the rest of his life rather than make it up to specific people, and it frees him of the list. This is a very rough recap from memory, but it's a good read if you can find it. Yeah, the idea is he finally meets someone who refuses to let him take him off the list. That nothing he can do will fix it. Feeling defeated, he wonders what to do until he meets that person with the list, and then finds out a lot of people are doing their own list now. Feeling like he finally put more good in the world, he decides to stop because he is truly a good man, now with enough karma to outweigh everything he did before. Specifically, Earl realizes that he has inspired other people to be better, and therefore his good deeds have multiplied significantly, because he's indirectly helped loads of people. Plus, he's been doing good so much, that it has become routine to him. For both reasons, he no longer needs the list as a mechanism for doing good. He's done, and will continue to do, enough to change his fortune, and that of those around him. Star Trek Enterprise was just getting good when it was cancelled. And they gave it a spiteful, horrible closing episode. Honorable mention to the original Star Trek series, which only had 3 seasons, and still changed our culture forever. Imagine if it got 7. Man, I cracked up when they had Riker in ST, lower decks, and he was late coming to the bridge, because he was in a holosuite program about the first Enterprise. Final Space, one of the first casualties of the Discovery merger, ended on one bummer of a cliffhanger. It's so sad. I'm gonna miss Carrie, Mooncake, Avocado, Little Avocado. Man, it was just getting epic too, and I love the concept that planets are eggs, and inside of it growing a titan, a god of sorts. Man, it was getting so good. I hope someone else can buy it and bring it back.